Hi there, I'm going to show you how to remove the injectors on the C30 D5. Mine is the 2007 model, so it's the earliest. This isn't a part that you have to remove, but always start by removing the negative lead on the battery. Sort of very poorly designed this. I've got the anti-roll bar loose purposely because this cover is almost unremovable without the anti-roll bar removed. To do this, you'll want to just lift up these covers and remove them, and then you've just got 13mm nuts that I've pre-loosened. And I find that as the nuts won't get in the way, it's not worth bagging them. Just put them back on the threaded rod, the studs. Now to remove the battery cover. As you can see, normally it would be it'd be just extremely difficult to remove it with the anti-roll bar in the way. It just doesn't work as intended. It doesn't slide over as it should. Just get it out of the way, and then you'll need 10mm, preferably insulated, but not always necessary. Loosen the lead, and to prevent it falling back into position after lifting it, hold it down with something. Just use a mallet. That's it. Now you've got the negative lead disconnected, you can start on the job. So start by removing the engine cover, which is just held on by 4 lugs. Quite easy to remove. And now you'll want a 7mm socket on a ratchet or a flathead screwdriver, but 7mm socket's better because you'll need it to remove the second Jubilee clip, or loosen the Jubilee clip down there. And then you'll want to loosen this here. I did it by prising it open with a screwdriver. There's not a lot of pressure goes through this, so you won't ruin it, but if you want to replace it with a Jubilee clip, then that's absolutely fine. That'll probably be the best way. And then pull the pipe off the MAF sensor, and now you'll be able to lift the pipe off the lugs that are on the top of the engine and lift from here. And you can either just leave it there out the way, but I'll show you how to remove it as well. Just a connector under here, press it down and pull it out. Now to start preparing to remove the injectors, you'll want to remove the rocker cover breather, 7mm Jubilee clip again. Release it from the wiring harness and tuck it away out the way. Now you'll be able to remove the back leakage pipe by putting a screwdriver into the securing clips. Remove these completely and get them out of the way, because the last thing you want is them falling into the head where you've removed the injector bolts. I'll be putting the injector bolts in a bag, and I like to squirt a bit of WD-40 in to keep them lubricated, and also never put your bolts on the floor or somewhere that they're going to pick up detritus into the threads, especially when you're working on the head of your car, because once that grit's in there, it'll make your next job twice as hard. I only need to remove injectors 1 to 3 today, but I'll make sure that you know how to remove all 5 of them. These can be quite difficult to get off, but you can pull them up just enough to get a screwdriver in usually, and then just move the screwdriver slightly. You shouldn't damage them, they're quite hard metal. The same on all of them, or all the ones you want to remove. So I'm just doing the first 3. Then you've got the clips. I'll just remove these 3, just so you can see. But if you do remove them all and you want to get the harness completely out of the way, there's another clip holding the wiring harness to the back edge of the rocker cover. And if you remove the other 2 clips, I'll do it just to show you anyway. Then there's one more clip for a sensor in the rocker housing. Once you've removed them, you'll be able to hold the wiring harness out of the way, which, if you're going on to removing the rocker cover or even just the injectors, it just helps to get them out of the way. Now to remove the fuel pipes, you'll need a 15mm spanner. Originally when I started doing this, I actually removed this clip. It's not necessary. It's much better to remove all 3 pipes at the same time, and then 2 pipes if you're doing the 4 and 5. You can quite easily get a 15mm into all the spaces, so it's not an issue. Just loosen them, and they should actually be very loose on the clean threads. These ones at the bottom are a little more complicated, but not impossible. So I'll put a bit of blue roll there to catch diesel, and all loose, starting to leak a bit of diesel, but it'll only be what's in these pipes, so not much to worry about. Loosen them fully. And that is so much better than just removing one. When I did remove them individually, I just numbered them, but this is much easier because all you've got to remember is 3 on the left and 2 on the right. Now if you want to remove the 4th and 5th fuel lines, then you've just got 2 at the bottom here, and obviously the ones that are connected to the injectors. Now you're ready to start removing the injectors. You'll want an 8mm and an extended ratchet to reach down. There's just 2 on each injector to remove. Mine are probably quite a bit looser than you because I've done this before, so do prepare yourself. Just keep the ratchet perfectly straight so that you're not at risk of rounding the bolts off, and check the socket before you start to use it. Check that it's not cracked or widened due to hard use. And also the injectors on my car will come out a lot easier than yours will. I'll be able to remove them by hand. Get the bolts completely out of the way, because you won't want them falling into cylinder head. If you are struggling to remove them, then this is the part that you'll want to hold with more grips. Take care not to damage the top, but it shouldn't take much wiggling. I'm sure there's much worse cars that are a lot older to get the injectors out of, so that shouldn't be too bad for you. Most importantly, now you've got the injectors out, will be to obviously clean them up, but when you've removed them they'll probably be dry and rusty, so clean them. Be careful not to get any grit or anything in there, because that will be off straight through to your engine, probably block the injector. And most importantly, check the seats and clean them, removing carbon until the copper is completely visible. Now, just as important is to clean the seat in the engine. You can get away with using a flathead screwdriver, shouldn't be an issue. Scrape around the edges. And to clean, wrap a screwdriver in a microfiber cloth thinly so that it fits down, and move it so that it's cleaning the seat. And then you should have quite a clean seat. I'll obviously go back and clean it again. And this should mean that when you come to refitting the injectors, they should go in nicely. Thanks for watching, and if this video has helped you, then please subscribe and make any recommendations you may wish for new videos in the future. And feedback is much appreciated, constructive criticism, the likes. Thank you very much.